Welcome to another long-awaited episode of Bar Banter right here from the third floor studio above 29 West Hubbard, O'Callahan's Pub right here in Chicago, Illinois. And today, I'm joined by a guy who has a long history with this bar in many, many ways. He's now the current director of operations and partner at Haymarket Brewery, in the West Loop, not far away from here on Randolph. Go check it out. They have great beer, great food. They've been doing it since 2010. I want to welcome Michael Gemma. Dude, thank you for hanging with us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me back home. This is another home.
This is kind of your home, right?
It is.
Now, there are many reasons this is your home.
Yes.
Let's start with the first one. The first one was when you were working for Rock Bottom.
Correct.
Right.
So just a couple blocks north of here, rest in peace. The Rock Bottom Brewery at State and Grand was where, it was my second start in the industry here in Chicago, I'll say, because the very first one was at Buca di Beppo, which is not here anymore either. That was short-lived. Those were some fun stories too, but ultimately I like to say I fell ass backwards into craft beer.
Yes.
At 19 years old.
And so you did at Rock Bottom.
I did.
And you were 19 years old and you were...
As a host at Rock Bottom.
Yeah.
When I was in college, everybody needs college beer money.
And you were delivering kegs here, but you couldn't even go to the company party because you were not old enough.
We had we were going to have our employee party that year that I first started there here at O'Callahan's, and that was the first time I stepped foot inside here, was delivering some Rock Bottom kegs over here to have on tap. But I wasn't actually invited to the party because I wasn't able to drink.
And now here we are on the third floor, which is the speakeasy type of feel. And if you're interested in this place, it is beautiful. They do rent it out for parties and whatnot. So it's a really great spot. But you're here now. But more than that, you spent a lot of time here because your wife, Allie, used to work here.
Yes.
For quite a while.
This is where we met.
Yeah.
She was working here, and when I was at Rock Bottom, of age and finally bartending, bar backing over there, I was always on the Sunday crew. And when we closed, this was our go-to spot.
Well, the second floor was a spot, right?
It was.
It's always a spot.
But Sunday nights too, we would stay downstairs in the front pit.
Yeah.
And she would often be our server. And we got to know one another a little bit more and more. And then a mutual friend of ours kind of pushed us together, so to speak. So
now she's stuck with you.
And now she's stuck with me.
I know.
Why she has
Allie,
decided to,
honey,
she's the saint.
Allie, honey, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say right now. I really don't. Now, you and I met for the first time.
Yes.
In 2011.
Correct. You had just won some hardware.
Yeah, I won. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I won a couple of statues for Midwest Emmys and whatnot. But like my favorite story about that entire night was when you guys opened on Christmas Eve of 2010, I believe. Right.
Good memory. Yep.
And this was this was in November of 2011. So almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was this ceremony for awards just down the street at that Arabian place, whatever that
Alhambra
place
Palace.
Was. Yes.
Yeah, still there.
Yeah, I know. Interesting place. Yeah.
Belly dancers. How can you say no?
I know. But they didn't have them that day. So
not for your celebration?
No. I won I won an Emmy, the show won an Emmy, and what we did was just walked down the street, went to Haymarket, and just plopped our trophies down on the bar. And that's the first time I ever met you. And you're like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm like, well, we just won some awards. I don't know. Let's do some shots. And like, that was it. Like that was it. That was it. I know.
That was a great night.
It was a good night. I was told it was a good night. I really don't remember much.
You had a good time.
We did.
I can verify that. You had a great time.
Let's talk about your beer, man. Like you got involved in this. So you were with Rock Bottom, and then Peter, the brewer over there, decided he was going to start Pete what?
Crowley.
Yes, and he was going to start his own place, which was Haymarket. Mm-hmm. And you said, "Yeah, I'll go over there."
Who doesn't want to get in on the ground floor or something?
Right.
experienced that from
So
the
for the
get-go.
past 14 years, you guys are making great beer and like serving good food, and you've got a great brew pub, and everything's going well.
Yeah, thank you.
One of the things that O'Callahan's likes a lot here is your blood orange blonde ale, which is this pyramid of joy right here, right? I mean, it's first of all,
we should have some. Oh my goodness, we've been letting this
wrong
warm
with
up.
us.
That's terrible.
You know what? Dominic's behind the camera right now, and he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Although he says that all the time.
So
this is a really good beer.
Thank you.
Like you get the hints of the blood orange. It's not hoppy, so all you people out there don't worry about it, but it's just smooth, easy drinking.
Yeah, 5% American blonde ale with real blood orange in there.
Sessionable all day long, just good.
It's obviously it enjoys in its heyday during warmer months, so spring, summertime.
Right.
This is an excellent beer. It's your outdoors beer. It's your boating beer. It's your beach beer, so on.
It's either rosé all day or blonde ale.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, I love it.
Right?
All right.
You can use that if you want.
I like
that. One's free. Tell your friends.
Yeah, we'll make T-shirts.
Okay, good.
Will you wear one?
Sure. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, a damn good beer. It's one of those that has been our top seller for several years now, and super refreshingly fruity without being too sweet. Mm-hmm. And that's the nice part about it. And at 5%, I mean, you can put back a 6-pack, throughout the course of your afternoon, evening,
or
whatever.
A couple hours. Whatever.
A couple hours.
Yeah.
And, you get a little vitamin C in there, right?
Couple of 6-pack. Start at
responsibly.
6 o'clock. Let's reboot. Let's reboot.
We're not going to be responsible on this podcast,
no,
are we?
no.
Okay.
No, we have a lot of non-responsible, irresponsible Sundays in Chicago, and this is true. This is the culprit of it. This is one of the culprits.
Oh, no.
True?
I'm honored.
Right?
Thanks. Yeah.
All right, so as director of operations and bartender, manager, everything.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You've seen some crazy shit go down in your bar in Chicago.
There have been a few.
I mean,
just
a few. Other than the asshole that came in and put his trophy on the bar, but that's
in the top 3.
That's got to be right.
That was awesome.
Yeah. But you've seen some crazy shit go down, right?
Yeah. One of my favorite stories to share was actually right at the beginning when we opened up. We opened up our front bar. For those of you who haven't been there, it's Halstead and Randolph in the West Loop. Front bar, main dining room is gorgeous. It's right where we showcase the brew house, but then you walk back as if you think you're going into the kitchen, and then we have this whole other back bar and dining room area that doubles our space, and it's a little bit cozier. It's kind of those that are the regulars that know it's there and they have fun back there. There's dartboards, there's a pool table, so on and so forth. But we had just debuted the back bar, and there was a whole crew playing back there, whatnot. Place was full. It was feeling good. But then John, who is Pete's co-founder of this place, he went downstairs, I think, to grab change or something for one of the bars where our office is. And he noticed that there was a puddle right in front of the office door. And he was like, what the hell is this? And then he remembered that we had just installed our security cameras, so he could go back and play back the tape and look, right? Well, we also have our ATM down there. So he goes and scrolls back through the footage, and there's a gentleman that kind of walks down the stairs and uses the ATM right there, and he's starting to do the pee-pee dance a little bit. And
just took a leak right there.
Takes a look around, and the women's restroom is also right down there.
Yeah.
He doesn't choose to use it.
Why not go in there?
Right. Like, take the chance. You got to go. But then a whole other slew of issues. But this guy, he decides he's going to wait for his cash, take a couple steps to the right, unzips his pants, pees on the office door.
Naturally.
Finishes up, takes his cash, walks back upstairs to enjoy himself. So John took a screenshot of him, goes back upstairs, and looks around the entire restaurant to try and find this guy. Finds him in the back bar playing darts. Approaches him and goes, "Hey, bud, do you mind, could I talk to you for a minute?" He didn't want to embarrass him in front of his buds, right? Well, this guy gets excited. He goes, "Hey, I know you. You're the owner. You're no.
I just pissed on your door.
I'm the manager at the bank, right behind.
I just pissed on your door.
I'm the manager, right? Like, we work with you. I've worked with your dad." And he goes, "Yeah, do you mind we go and talk somewhere else?" And he goes, "Yeah, guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get a tour of the brewery with the owner." And we go into the...
Oh, yeah, let's go get a tour. Let's get a tour of your piss puddle.
Right. We step in. It gets better because we step into the fermentation room and pulls out the screenshot printed out of his face, doing his business right in front of the camera above the office door. And he goes, "Hey, man, do you use the ATM?" And he goes, "Oh, you saw my tiny dick, didn't you?" No shame whatsoever.
Like that was his response.
That was his response.
Not like, "I'm really sorry that I pissed on your door."
There was no
But you saw
apology.
my small penis.
Right.
Okay. Well,
he just,
yeah, we did. And now so is everybody.
Right.
Like now everybody's going to see this thing.
Yes.
Right.
Needless to say, we basically offered up. We were like, "All right, so you're not only going to, like, it's already cleaned up. You're going to kick as much cash as you have. If not, go run to your bank, get some more cash for, our busboy,
The guy who
cleaned it up.
Right.
Had to do that because you made poor decisions.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're going to have to run us over change when we need it." Well, needless to say, like a week later, he didn't work at that bank. So
that's good. That's a good one, actually.
Yeah,
that's a good
one of my favorite ones at the beginning.
How about a douchebag of the week? Do you have one? No. I have.
Not currently.
I'll start.
Yeah.
I'll start. My recent one was last week. So, I bartend during the day at O'Callahan's.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've got my regulars. I've got people coming in from out of town. And there are these two girls who are from Buffalo. And they're like, "What should we do?" And the weather was pretty decent. And I was like, "Well, I think you should go on the architecture tour because it's great."
A wonderful recommendation.
You're on a boat. There's a bar on the boat. Like, you learn all about it. Like, oh.
Great way to see this.
And this guy over here is like, "Yeah, our architecture tour sucks." And I'm like, okay. So I look at them and they're like, And I was like, it's fine. So I'm like, okay, let's try it again. "Where should we go for Italian food?" I go, "Well, I would say La Scarola because that's my favorite spot." It's like old school Chicago. "La Scarola sucks. You need to go RPM, bruh." I'm like, okay. Okay. I go, "Shut the fuck up. No one's talking to you. And you're disrupting my entire business right now by being a douche." And he's like, "Well, I just want a beer." I'm like, 3 doors down. Peace out. Like, that's it. Like, gone. Right? Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's... when you get to be my age, you really don't take much shit anymore. Because I'm probably a lot older than you.
I was going to say, what are you, like 32?
Oh, yeah. 33. Plus 22.
Math is hard. I won't
math is hard. But yeah, like, I love this job just because you run into so many different people, right? Like,
it's great.
I mean, you get annoyed sometimes, but you don't let it get to you, right?
And I think at the, people, especially in this industry, we all like to say we hate people.
No, we don't hate.
No, we love people. That's why we're in it.
I love people.
I love it.
And I love when they're idiots.
They're idiots. You put alcohol into people, they're going to be idiots.
That's why we have this podcast, because there are so many idiots out there.
They make for great stories.
Yes, they do. They absolutely do. We mentioned your beer earlier, and you mentioned it again, but like the Blood Orange Blonde Ale is spectacular in the can, or especially in the summer on tap when you're sitting on the patio.
Yeah.
You guys also did a collaboration with the Black Baron Brewing, which was the 1983 Harold's Honey Ale, which commemorated the first black mayor ever elected in Chicago,
Harold Washington,
and in 1983, obviously. And that was a really good beer.
Like, it still is.
No, it still is. But
I always available.
And we had that on tap, and we killed it with that.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah. Wonderful beer. Jay and Sam, who are the co-creators of that beer. It's such a pleasure to work with both of them. year round, pushing that beer and sharing the story and the legacy of Harold Washington, but also that nature of civic pride behind the beer message, right? And those two guys are just special human beings. I'm really,
Jay Westbrook is awesome.
Really
proud
proud
show
to call
already.
them
And
friends.
if you ever want to, if you go to a Cubs game and go to Nisei Lounge, and you'll see Jay Westbrook.
Was just there last night before
I'm
the Cubs
sure
game.
you were, you degenerate.
Yeah.
And thanks for the call, Dick.
Sorry.
That's okay. Let's talk about your gold medal that you guys won.
Okay, so it's not for this.
Right.
But it involves this.
Yeah.
We
Haymarket.
We have good friends at CH Distillery who also make Jepson's Malort.
Yes, we know that. We had
and Tyrus, who is a wizard, a wonderful, wonderful wizard with spirits and barrels. He has been very gracious to a lot of the alcohol beverage makers here in the city by sharing some of those bourbon barrels that once aged Jepson's Malort. And we were lucky enough to be a recipient of a couple of those. So we threw the Blood Orange Blonde into said bourbon barrel that once aged Jepson's Malort.
Which is very much like what Michelle Foyt did with Eris.
And that was delicious.
And she put it into the Eris. I mean, she put it into the Malort barrels.
Yes.
And it was delicious.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are afraid of Malort, get a hold of yourself.
Right. So we already talked about the fruitiness of this beer, right? And what that would lend to I love, and I know you do too, love Malort.
So do I. Oh, God. Just give me a minute. Okay, I'm good. Okay, go ahead.
So we put Blood Orange Blonde into the Malort barrels, right? And we needed a name for it. We internally call Blood Orange Blonde by its acronym, BOB. So the appropriate name for this was Icky Bob Thornton.
Of course.
And we entered it into FOBAB, the festival.
It makes total sense.
Right. And we entered it into the fruit category at the Festival of Wood and Barrel Aged Beer, which takes place every November here in Chicago. That, and it won gold. And we, it was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So
you guys
we'll have to get some more barrels. We do have some more barrels, and we're putting some in.
Can we do some more, please? Because I have not tasted it, and I feel very slighted.
Well, you know what the solution to that is right now, right?
Coming into Haymarket.
Well, we don't have any more left, so we do have to wait for that barrel.
I'm a guy, and I'm kind of dumb. I really don't know what the hell is going on right now.
Well, do you have some Malort? We can just throw it in.
Now that you mentioned it, I do have Malort.
I knew it couldn't be too far.
I have to give Dominic Stark credit, because the last time that we had someone on with a bomb was Michelle Foy, because I mentioned before, from Eris.
I love her. She's such a wonderful lady.
And I was like, let's do a Malort, because she was talking about the Malort barrels.
Yes.
And Dom's like, what'd you say, Dom?
Yeah.
Throw it in the beer. He's like, do a bomb. No, in the cider, right? Just throw in the cider. So that's what we're going to do.
All right.
We're going to do a little Malort bomb right now. And for those of you who don't know, and you've been hiding under a rock, Malort is a Chicago thing. Carl Jepsen moved from Sweden in 1930. There was prohibition. They couldn't sell any alcohol, and he found his family's recipe for a digestif. And rumors had it that he drank too much and smoked too much and lost his taste buds and just kept putting shit in there with wormwood root. And that's what he did. And this is Malort. And it helps your belly. It's really good for you.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid. It's like, Malort. Hi, I'm Ted Brunson, and I support this drink.
Ditto.
Yeah?
Yeah.
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 Well said.
Listen to Teddy. Teddy's smart.
Ready? Hang on. Oh, boy. Here we go.
Yeah. I don't want to mess up Dom's equipment.
Okay, so Malort, Haymarket, Blood Orange, Blonde.
Yeah.
It's a fat bomb. It really is. Dom's like, that's a fat bomb, dude. I don't know. We can do it, though. Yeah.
Icky Bob Thornton, market bombs. Oh, boy.
Hey, my guy.
Delicious. What'd you
think?
think?
That actually was very good.
Right?
Yeah.
And that was only in there for a couple of seconds. So imagine what this in a Malort barrel for several months is going to taste like. Yeah, it's still dripping.
That's what she said. It was, it was just delicious. Actually, you don't taste the bitterness. There's nothing like.
Very complimentary.
It is very complimentary. I appreciate
that
you.
grapefruit rind of the Malort, and yeah, I don't have to go into it. Try it.
Just give it a shot, Mike.
You're great.
You're a gem.
Oh, thank you.
I know.
Thank you very much for having me on.
One of the two. It's been a pleasure. I really appreciate you, dude. Everything you do, your beer really sells well here, and we love your place also. I like to stop in there whenever I can. Make sure you stop by Haymarket, which is at Halstead and Randolph in Chicago in the West Loop. And we are at 29 West Hubbard, O'Callahan's. We're in the third floor studio, but we have a bar down on the bottom. We have a bar on the second floor when you're getting off your shift at like 1 a.m. on Wednesday through Thursday. It's there. Dom is always working the third floor because, you know, he's bougie. And no, I have to say this about Dominic. Dominic Stark is becoming like the mad scientist. He's clarifying shit. He's making like clarified Mai Tais, and I don't know what you people know about clarification, but like it's milk that turns completely clear, whether it's coconut milk or regular milk, it turns clear, and the drink is so silky. You have to try one of his drinks.
Is that what we're gonna try after this?
Yeah, we're gonna try.
All right,
right.
I'm excited.
This has been Bar Banter. This is Michael Gemma from Haymarket here in Chicago. We love you. We love what
Come to O'Callahan's. Have a blood orange blonde. Hang out with Teddy.
Yeah.
Hang out with Dom.
I'm kind of fun.
They're great people. It's a wonderful place.
Stop talking.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.